What's up guys, Bunny Killer here. So today I'm playing Cult of the Lamb. Just going to show you guys pretty much what's going on in this game. I've been playing it for a couple of days now, found it on Steam, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I'm just going to show you guys around my cult. I'm going to let you guys in on some tips and tricks that I've been kind of figuring out, and we're just going to have some fun with it. Alright, get into it, see what's going on. So right off the bat, you'll see that my cult has a specific name, Cult of Guybarth. I just enjoyed the name, so I'm going to throw it in there. Right away, I'm going to go get Devotion that my followers are giving me from the statue in the center. It helps me upgrade and get better buildings so I can actually start to get more resources and stuff. Right now I have 2 farms going. I'm just trying to make sure that my people have the resources they need, such as compost and then the seeds that they plant. They'll also begin water and everything for me too, so I don't have to worry about any of that. And then they also have the chest in front, so I can just collect from it, and it'll give me seeds, it'll give me berries, pumpkins, whatever I need that they planted, so I can actually take from them. I have altars up so they can give me devotion as well. There's a missionary there that I can send people on trips. Rock and stone, they're constantly sitting there mining for me, getting wood for me. But as soon as it turns night, they go to bed, go rest. I just leveled up one of my cult members. The more levels they get, the better they are. So when I send them on missionaries, they get higher percentages of being able to do stuff. So for example, my highest level is a 10, and as you see, the lower in level I go, percentages kind of drop off. They don't really have, like the same ability to come back with the resources that I would want them to. So it's always good to keep your cult members leveling up, always making sure that they're the best they can be. I usually send them on meat runs just so I give them decent meals and so they can actually drop resources when I feed them. Right now I'm upgrading my shrine flame, so this is what the devotion allows me to do. When I get a certain amount of devotion, it allows me to begin upgrading. Those are the buildings that you see, so each building has, whether it does have different levels depends on the building. Then I'm going to go cook some meals for my followers. Each meal has different attributes to it. Some will increase their loyalty to me, some of them will cause a percentage of exhaustion. It just depends on what you're trying to cook and what components you put into it. So in this game, your followers die. It's pretty much a time-based thing. It could be random. When they reach old age, they get to a point where they could possibly die. Followers, I've noticed, die around the ages of like 40 to 50. If they don't have a certain necklace that you give them that can actually increase their life expectancy. I have a follower that I think is like 100 years old right now. So every day you're able to go to the confession booth and you're able to grab a follower in there and kind of increase their loyalty that way. It's an individual thing, you can only do it once a day, but I always try and target my lowest members. So that way when we go through the sermon, and then I also can do the individual loyalty thing through a dance with them, it also helps to increase their level faster. So we headed to my church, and as you see, this is where I can do my sermons, this is where I can do different rituals, this is where I can upgrade different pieces of equipment that I have. So to begin with, we're going to do a sermon. We're going to wait on the old heads to get in here, because the older they are, the slower they are. And here are all your rituals you can go through. You can make them fast, you can do a burial for them, you can marry one of your followers, you can sacrifice them. It's different stuff like that. So this increases or decreases faith. So a lot of the times I'll do something that decreases faith, and then I'll immediately follow it with like a funeral or something. So for example, I'm about to lose 10 faith right here by making them kind of give me more devotion throughout the next couple of days. And so when I'm done with this ritual, I'm going to immediately follow it up with a burial so I'm back to full faith. So a trick I learned, as soon as you come out, they all gather out. So if you come away from the door a little bit, you'll be able to allow more to come out, and then you can immediately just start dancing with them. As you can see, I can pop a couple levels here. I was able to get one to level up. It just increases the loyalty of a lot of different followers in a small amount of time, so you don't have to go running around grabbing one at a time, trying to figure that out. So there are different areas you can visit. So now I'm in Grimm's Passage. This is where you can fish. Got a certain fishing spot right here. So I'm gonna just collect what's in here. You can get different stuff from it. You can get fish, lobster, squid. You can also get materials. So I've gotten gold bars, I've gotten wood, I've gotten stone. As you saw, I just got 2 gold bars. So it's one of those things where I like to come through here and make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing. and I always try and make sure to grab every single one as they spawn, because I can sell these lobsters and these crabs and stuff like that for gold. So it allows me to also have like an income, but also allows me to get different fish that I can also cook and feed to my followers. So I enjoy playing Knucklebones. It's located at Lonely Shack, and you can play different NPCs here for different amounts of gold. You don't necessarily have to play them for coin, you can play for free, but you know, you can bet, have some fun. So the whole point of this game is to fill the board up with the die that you get. Each player takes turns rolling the die. You roll 1 through 6, and then you have to place it in a certain column. The dice cancel each other out. So for example, you just saw my 1 cancel out his 1. If I wanted to, I could have canceled out his 3, but I didn't. If you wanted to, you could have canceled out my 1, but he didn't. So it's just one of those things where it's strategic, but there's also a rule of RNG to it. The whole goal is to, by the end of the game, to have the most points. So the game ends the minute that somebody's board is completely full. It doesn't matter how many spaces are left on the other one. So there's a point where you want to try and stack everything, but as soon as you start to lead a little bit, you want to try and start throwing down as many die as you can where they can't cancel you out, so you can finish the board out and still be ahead. One thing that you'll notice is the die change colors. If I have multiple of the same color in the same row, you can stack them. It multiplies it, so it gives a better value for when you have more of the same die in the same column. So right now, you know, looking pretty good with that double 4 over there. The double 2 is now secured, and I just got to fill up these last 2 spots, and there's no really chance that he's going to win this one. And throw in the last one, cancel his die out. I win 43-23 and get 10 gold from it. So there's a lot you can do in your village. Big thing is like just getting resources, food, and stuff like that. But then at night you have different opportunities to catch like spirits. I think of them as wisps. It calls them critters, but it's more of a wisp to me. They give you either devotion or you get different items, such as I just got a follower form. So that's something I can give one of my followers. When a new one comes in, I can change how they look. I can change what color they are and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of customization to it. And so what I do a lot of the nights is I just run around and collect these things to see if I get anything good. The spiders give you meat, so then you're able to kind of throw that into meals. So it's one of those things where you run around, collect it. One of the things that I find annoying about doing this though is the amount of buildings that you have. Some of them are click on. So the thing is when I'm chasing one of these critters, if they run by one of my buildings, it'll lock onto the building first instead of the critter. So there are just some times that I kind of soft lock myself, and it kind of gets annoying, but it's not really a big deal. One thing I find really cool about this game is the customization to it. So I can throw down a lot of different buildings, and you know, it gets kind of cluttered and stuff, but then I had the opportunity to go back and edit where I had placed them. So for me, I love having stuff in a very organized way, so I always try and get everything to like line up evenly. So it's really nice. The block format, in my opinion, of just how it works allows me to actually create the village the way that I want it to. So I find that really neat. So if you played the game, you know there are bosses you have to go through each zone to go and try and kill. I'm at the point where there's a seed vendor over on the left. I'm just going to buy some more berry bush seed because I'm running kind of low on it. And then if you go to the right, you have a spider guy who offers you a new follower. He offers you for 50 gold. I don't have 50 gold currently. He just says that he's hungry. So sorry chicken, can't help you out there. So followers can give you quests to go and do something for them that'll increase their faith in you. The quest that I'm currently on, I gotta go find this follower's brother or friend or something, I forget specifically what it is. So when you enter the zone, you're given a random weapon and a random curse. So you have to try and utilize whatever you get. I'm happy with what I got, so I'm more confident in this one. The ones that I don't like, the gauntlets, I don't really have a lot of luck with, and then the axe itself I find really slow, because each one varies when it comes to damage, when it comes to attack speed and everything, so that's what you gotta focus on. So you'll deal with different levels of mobs. For this one, as you see, they have numbers above their head, so I have to kill them in a certain order. I can't kill the other ones before I kill 1, 2, 3, and then 4. The mushrooms in the middle don't do any damage, you just kind of bounce off of them. The frogs I find really annoying in this game. Their hitboxes, I'm trying to beat on it, and they have a time frame of when they jump. So when I go to swing to try and finish them off, I get greedy, and then they jump and land on me and end up damaging me. So this is basically treated like a dungeon in my opinion. You go through, you get different mobs, you get different encounters throughout the time. Each mob has a different unique thing to it, such as the plant there is quite literally shooting fireballs at me. The frogs are just kind of hopping around trying to land on me. You know, they have different health, they have different abilities. So you just gotta kind of memorize a lot of this and then figure it out. Another thing is destroy everything. Gives you different materials such as grass, lumber, all that. The rooms get chaotic. So that's when you gotta start using like your heavy attack or your curse, which my curse was the ghost. So those allow them to kind of like give you some spacing. Sometimes, you know, you get kind of tunnel visioned. You start dealing with, oh shit, I ran into that, or oh shit, this enemy's actually starting to attack me. There are a lot of different enemies that have just one specific attack and you can use that to your advantage. A lot of them also you can cancel the attack if you hit them in time. So that's another thing you gotta pay attention for. But there are also a lot of mobs that you can't ignore their attack. You kind of have to roll away, dodge it, make sure they don't hit you. Card vendor's real simple. You get a choice of 2 cards. Whichever one you want, you choose. You unlock these through going through the dungeons and also being able to buy them at different areas. You can also make an offering to the podium to the left, get a different card. So you're able to choose your path when it comes to these. So I always try and look ahead. Obviously my quest is at that worshiper, so I'm going to start following this path. Different things, you can get more encounters, you can get more material, you get worshippers. So it's pick and choose. So when you do a new follower, they'll spawn over on the circle. That's how you introduce them to your cult. They'll ask for forgiveness, they'll say, please, I want to follow you. And then you get to choose their form. So I like to just keep them simple. Whatever they came in, they get to keep. So one thing that's really helpful when you go on Crusades, you can turn your characters into demons. They'll help you out. So each one has like a unique ability, whether it's range attacks, melee attacks, going to your health, stuff like that. So it's always nice to level up your characters for another reason. And this is it. So the higher level they are, the more damage they'll do, more percentage they are to get you health, the better they do overall. One of my least favorite mobs, hands down, are these. You just shoot flames, whether it's in a line, all 4, hate them. You can roll through the fireball sometimes. I always mess it up, or just run into them because I'm stupid. I low-key suck at this game, so it's also another reason that I hate these mobs. I will say the fighting mechanics in this game are a lot of fun. Different mobs add for different experiences. They also allow for these two, they summon more, so I'm just sitting here in a chaotic brawl between a bunch of random enemies that are just popping up. So I find that a lot of fun. So kind of test to see like, you know, how I use my curses, how I use my relics, or even how I'm trying to figure out how to dodge different attacks, or what I can counter and what I can't counter. So it's one of those things where I take it as an opportunity to kind of have more fun with it, instead of just getting the same 2-3 mobs and just kind of having to deal with it. Welcome, Elephant Brother. I rescue you. Enjoy. So at the end of the path of the dungeons, you'll come to a boss. The bosses will, if you defeat them, they become another follower, and also you get different rewards for it. So for this, I'm just gonna go through. I had disease hearts, I also had shield hearts, so I'm just gonna be more chaotic with it. I don't really care. I'm just gonna go in there swinging. Just gonna take him out. You know, I have all my demons following me. Start with 2. It's been weird that you start to get more. I don't really know why it does that. So yeah, it is what it is. I take him down pretty easily. As you see, I let my disease hearts go, which damage everything on screen. Take him down with my last curse. And now I got a new follower. So send him back to my cult. I'll be able to introduce him when I go back to my cult after this collection period. I'm going to grab the big gift. I have plenty of material right now, and the big gift I can give to one of my followers. It'll increase their loyalty. Collect all the gold, the bones, get out of here. I gotta go through this dungeon 2 more times to be able to unlock the door to go kill the actual boss. So, you know, I'm doing my duty and getting rid of these heretics. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you check the game out. It's a lot of fun. I'll drop the Discord link in the description for the Cult of the Lamb Discord. You can go and talk to other people who are having as much fun with this game as I am. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll always be happy to try and help you guys out. For the most part, you know, I wish you guys the best. Had a lot of fun with this game. I hope you guys have as much fun as I do if you end up playing it. And I hope you guys have a good time, whether you're watching this day or night. I wish you the best and have a good one.